Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm sitting here with my orange flavored black tea for another yarn talk video. Today I'm also, as you can see, actually wearing my virus shawl here as it has become autumn here in the Netherlands. And outside, what we do experience right now is plenty of rain. And honestly, while rain might be sad and boring, it's very well needed here in our dry lands. So it's a bit weird both being like, oh, autumn weather is kinda, but the fact that it's raining and we getting a fair amount of it is really, really good for us. So that's great. But of course, there is nothing better than being indoor with a bit of fally leaves falling outside and then still having your warm tea and, for example, crocheting or maybe even knitting or whatever your craft might be. So basically, yeah, that's what's been going on. Since the last yarn talk video, I have finished an object and you guys might already have seen it in this from start to finish video of the children's cardigan called Lemon Blooms. But if you haven't seen that video, but you do know that I've been working on the cardigan, I'm just going to share you here the final result. So this is the final result of the cardigan and I am very, very pleased with how it turned out. The whole cardigan, except for the bubble stitches here that creates the raglan piece, is made in the lemon peel stitch, or also some call the same stitch for up and down, which is basically alternating single crochets and double crochets all the way through, and then of course you take in and take out depending on the end result. So yeah, that's kind of how it turned out. And I added straps on top here for a nice tightening. So this should be able to fit a child sized 3 to 4 years old. And I'm really pleased with the result. It was a good progress. I had to flog the work twice. Once I had simply forgotten a place. I must either have made 2 double crochets in a row or 2 single crochets in a row. So suddenly it wasn't alternating anymore and I could see at the very end that it was not adding up. So I ended up flogging the whole row, redoing it, and then it was correct. The other time I had to flog was actually when I was making the first sleeve, because my accident was instead of, when you do the sleeves, you do not crochet in the round, you actually still crochet back and forth. And you make the rounds attached with the slip stitches, and by accident I counted in those slip stitches that finished the round as an extra stitch. So when I was then turning the work around to work the other way around, I would automatically somehow add these slip stitches each round. So each round I would increase by 1 instead of keeping the same count for until I normally would have to do the decreases. So basically I would increase by 5 and decrease by 1. Increase by 5, and you can figure out that's going to be some humongous big arms or sleeves eventually. So after like 9 rows, I flogged it when I realized what the mistake was, and I redid it, paid very good attention to my stitch count every round, and the result is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm very happy with the end result of this. I think it's fair to say I'm really happy about it. Except for that, I'm still working on my Dreams and Shines shawl. And of course, I've had to flog that as well. I don't know what it is with me these days, but I seem to flog all my works at least once. And the thing is, with the yarn I'm using for the Dreams and Shines shawl, which is an ice yarn that has some fluff, it's absolutely fucking, sorry my words, horrible to flog. It sticks, it stucks, and you don't just unravel easily. You really need to put in effort to make sure that the yarn still stays reasonably nice also. But this is basically how it's looking so far. Actually, so it depends on how we would look at it. If you would say, you would probably wear it like, it will go that way around. So that would be the upside, but you do crochet below or downwards, because as you can see, and it's 2 meters long, so it's about 2 meters long, so it's pretty long. It's a pretty long, thin work at the moment. And that will be where I'm at right now at the end. What I've done is, so far, I've made a whole foundation row of double crochets. So I made the foundation while doing the double crochets. Then I made a full row of double crochets afterwards. And then I started adding the cross stitches, as you can see here. So these cross stitches, so basically I would start off with 4 treble crochets, and then I would make the cross stitches. And I follow the pattern, and the cross stitches was easily explained. And honestly, I made the cross stitches without problems. Like, you know, the first 1 or 2 I had to pay attention, and then boom, I had it. And I made them all, no problem. What happened? I came all the way to the end. All the way to the end. But when I was finished here at the end, I was able to make 5 treble crochets and not just 4 as was called for in the pattern. So I was like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? What I did wrong was that where you make the first, so to start the row, you do 4 chains before you start making the first treble crochet. I made the 4 chains, but I also inserted that in the very first stitch here. I shouldn't have done that, so I unflocked the whole piece and I redid the whole row. That took forever, literally forever. It felt like it, especially when the piece is this long. The following row, I just had to do double crochets only, very simple and straightforward. And then the challenge was, because in the cross stitches at the very top part, see if I can show you. Here at the top, you have 2 chains, and the pattern just says, like, you know, each chain is, you know, you insert a double crochet in each chain. But honestly, when you do chains like that, I was like, this is gonna be difficult. So instead of inserting them in the chain, or maybe you don't need to insert them in the chain because the pattern was not very clear in that description. But what I did, there's a space it leaves behind at the top here. And I basically just worked in the double crochets, 2 double crochets in each space. Between the crosses, as what you can see here, it was easy to insert the double crochets in the stitches. There was plenty of room to do so. So I've basically like 2 double crochets inserted in the stitches, 2 double crochet inserted in the spacing, 2 double crochets in the stitches all the way through. And now then I came to the end. And the following row, I've done 3 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, all the way to the end, where you then also finish off with 3 double crochets. The next round, I'm gonna do double crochets, then I'm gonna do another round of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then another round of only double crochets. Oh, my tongue is really talking way too fast, I feel. Sorry if it goes too fast for you guys. And then I'm going to do just one more last round of full double crochets before I'm again gonna make this cross stitch. How far I'm gonna get is a good question. I will probably have some time to work on it this weekend. I am actually going on a visit to Germany, and I will be there for a few days, so I won't have time to do a lot of crocheting here at home. Instead, I'm actually bringing my latest project with me because it's an easier project to bring with me on the go. This shawl is more practical to do when I basically at the comfort of my home and can easily have patterns laying around and do stuff. The work I'm bringing with me, which I'm going to be crocheting on in the car because it's a 5 hours drive, and we're going to spend some time there, and we will probably have some waiting time as well, so why not crochet at least some of the time? And that's where I'm going to bring my Happiness Poncho, which I'm also making a tutorial for. Currently, the Happiness Poncho looks like this, which is the very start of it. So it's not really looking like much yet. I can just take it shortly on. Ta-ta! Maybe not so handy dandy, I brought the crochet shawl, but it's more the point of it. So we have started on the poncho here. And basically what I'm doing here is very simple. It's the same stitch all the way around until I reach 1/2 of the end. And then it's 2 double crochets, chain 2 double crochets, and then it's all the way, it's mainly double crochets. It's just a question of where you're placing them. So you're basically doing 2 double crochets, then placing 2 double crochets between the previous 2 double crochets. So it looks a bit like this. It's a really, really easy pattern, straightforward. And yeah, I'm basically gonna bring this project with me on the go because it's easy to bring with me. I do have a crate where I have things in because that's very handy dandy, and you can see that I am progressing from the cake, and I can feel how it's slowly starting to space out in there. So I'm actually just gonna leave the cake stay in there because then I know where it keeps track of. And you might have noticed there's an extra cake to add extra length on this poncho because I do like nice, long and warm things. So that's basically what I will be doing. The tutorial part has commenced for all the start and explanation on how to do it. And the only thing I'm missing is basically the wrapping up and the finishing and the edges and showing off how the final result is. So the fact that I don't really need to do something before I've almost finished with it makes it a very easy project to bring with me on the go. Let's see what else. I have considered changing a bit how I do things here on YouTube. One of the things is that I've been thinking on making these yarn talk videos ends up being more like work in progress or weekly roundups or wrap-ups of past since the last yarn talk video. And I've contemplated on making these every Monday. So the thing is, of course, I will be off on Monday, so I won't be home. So I won't post up a yarn talk video on Monday, but I will absolutely post one the following Monday, and I will try to see if I can make yarn talk videos every Monday. I've also considered changing up a little bit how I do naming my videos. Right now I've just done episode 1, 2, 3, etc. No matter the topic. I've considered basically episoding them based on topic or content. So the yarn talks keeps more seemingly smooth by saying yarn talk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of random numbers depending on if I've made start to finish videos or had yarn hauls or etc. in between. So I want to change some of the titles to make my movies more logic. I'm very keen to hear any of your suggestions on that behalf if you think that would be a benefit. I don't know if you appreciate that the episodes are called just 1, 2, 3 depending on when it's uploaded. I'm very keen to hear feedback on that. Except for that, I'm not so sure how much more is coming, except I am absolutely stoked for all the stuff I'm currently having in the works. Once I have finished this Dreams and Shines shawl, I will start on the tutorial for the virus shawl, which you can see I'm wearing here nicely. And I am going to start that tutorial. I promised that about a month ago, but I did not have the right equipment. or well, I did have the right equipment, but the background was not very good compared to the colorway that you guys had chosen for it. Just a moment, I think I do have the yarn here. I do. So this is the color I'm gonna make it from. And I had to get some new background stuff for recording so that it was going to be easier for you guys to actually see the contrast differences between the crochet hooks, the yarns, and the background. And it just didn't work out with what I currently had. So I just had to wait until that got in. Then things changed, it starts getting cooler, and I just need the poncho more than I needed the very shawl, and I was kind of going to do tutorials for both. So I decided to start on the poncho, and then I will start on this one slowly, probably at the end of next week, or in very worst case, the following. That's about that for now. There will come much more. I'm also going to crochet socks this autumn. And that's about it for now, I think. So I would like to wish you all a very great day and plenty of good crocheting. It was, as always, a pleasure to share my yarn adventures with you guys. And if you're still watching this, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and ring the little bell so that you get notified whenever I do post new videos, whether these being yarn talks from start to finish, tutorials, and much more. Have a great day. Bye.